and friends, a warm welcome to Financial Freedom with Honeybee. My name is Malonda Hanale, and on today's episode, I'm going to share some advice that I got from my colleagues. So this is a question that I've asked them: what financial advice would they give their younger self, right? Please note that anything that I say in my channel doesn't constitute financial advice. If you are looking for the services of a financial advisor, please be in contact with a registered financial advisor. So today I'm going to read the answers of one person. So these are the financial advice they wish they would have given their younger self, right? And obviously I'll comment what I feel or what I think about them. So whatever I'm commenting is just for how I feel about it. So it's not financial advice. So the first one is, do not be too quick to get a car, right? I agree with this, and the reason I agree with this is because having a car comes with extra costs. So you don't only pay for your installments. So there's installments, there's petrol, there's license discs that needs to be renewed every year. There's maintenance costs. Sometimes you need to maintain your car. For instance, if your battery dies, you need to replace that battery, so that normally doesn't come from your insurance. And then there's also insurance. So the cost of running a car is way more than paying installment. So it's not only paying for the installment. So it's very important to cater for all these costs relating to having a car. So do not be too quick. After 3 months of starting work, you run and get a car, unless if your job requires a car. But also do not start with the most expensive car. So I really agree with this. Do not be too quick into buying a car. If you do not need a car, use public transport as much as possible, so that by the time you buy a car, you are in a better financial standing, right? Then the second one is, do not move out of home, right? Obviously, some careers you'll get a job closer to home. If it's possible for you to stay home or you are closer to work, it's close enough. I think close enough is about 40 kilometers and less. If your job is 40 kilometers and less, I think you can stay at home, especially if your family, they are not toxic. If they are toxic for you, then you can move out, but you do not have to move out and go to the most expensive place, right? But if it's possible, stay at home as much as you can. And the reason for this is you can save money for rent. So that money will put extra into your disposable income. So the disposable income is the money that you will have on the side that you can use for savings, for investing, and all these other financial goals you may have, right? So if it's possible, stay at home as much as possible. For me, if I was having work close to home, I think my mom would have to kick me out before I move out of home, right? Home is nice, it's not toxic. So also, if you are blessed with a job closer to home and you know home is nice for you, it's not toxic, stay at home as much as possible, right? Then the third one says, no child, right? No child, no kids, right? This one, it depends, right? I don't want to elaborate on it a lot, but the no child one, I understand that the minute you have a child, you have a full-time responsibility, and that responsibility is taking away from your disposable income. We know we say kids are expensive, but yeah, that is relative. Other people say having kids are not expensive. Others are saying having kids are expensive. In my view, having kids is costly. So if you are not able to take care of a child on your own without somebody's help, delay having kids if it's possible, right? But if you know that you can be able to maintain your kids on your own, even if your partner runs away, then you can have kids, right? But that's my view. You probably have a different view, but having kids before you have a financial muscle to raise them, I don't think it's a good idea. But yeah, that's my thinking. I know I had my first child without having a financial muscle to do it, right? But I wouldn't want somebody else to do it the way I did it, right? So that's that on that. And then the next one says, start a tax-free savings account, right? I also agree with this, because starting a tax-free savings account, it takes relatively, I think, 14 years. 500,000 divided by 36,000 per tax year. So divide 500,000 divide by 36,000 per tax year. You'll see how long it will take you. Basically, let me just quickly calculate. So It's 500,000 divided by 36. So it takes you 13.888. So that's basically 14 years to top up your tax-free savings account, right? I agree with this. It takes long to top it up, but also the quicker you top your tax-free savings account, the quicker it will grow to a very large sum of money that doesn't attract tax. So it's very important to build a tax-free savings account. So if you don't know how to start a tax-free savings account, I do have a video about tax-free savings account. Do check it out. But a tax-free savings account, I also recommend it for building long-term wealth, right? So it says have a tax-free savings account, and then the next one is have emergency savings. So for me, this should come before the tax-free savings account. It's very important to have emergency savings, because the minute you have emergencies and you do not have funds to close off those emergencies, then you're definitely going to go into debt. You're going to get loans, or if you have got a tax-free savings account, you'll take from your tax-free savings account before basically topping it up and making more money out of it, right? So it's very important to have savings or emergency savings before you start investing, or before you start any other things that you want to build, before you start building a vehicle that you know will take you to financial freedom, right? So it's very important to start with having emergency savings, so that if anything happens, you are covered, or you can be able to weather that situation, right? So the other one says start creating extra income, right? So start creating extra income. So this is income from, it can be from interest income, it can be from a small side hustle that you are selling something, it can be from investing in a property and you are renting it out. So start creating extra income. How does my extra income looks? I think my extra income for last year, I use my Vitality as extra income for myself. And I also use interest income as my extra income. I also sell perfume, Atherford perfumes, as my extra income. I think last year I didn't really sell much, but I did make about 4,000 in profit, which I've saved. So that's extra income. So it may not be a lot, but it's definitely helping me reach that financial freedom, right? And then the next one is delay marriage. Alright, delay marriage, and then it also followed by get married out of community of property. So apparently if you can delay marriage as you could, and I believe the reason for this is other people, the minute they get married, they forget about their dreams and aspirations. Then they start working only on their marriage. They don't work on their goals. So this could be if you are married and maybe your husband got a job in Cape Town, you up and go to Cape Town, you quit your job, you go and stay in Cape Town while you don't have a job, and the husband get a job elsewhere, you uproot your life again, but you do not focus on your own career and aspirations or your education or any other things that you want to do. So because marriage obviously comes with responsibilities, so yeah, if possible, do delay marriage. As I don't know, you'll decide what's best for you, but if possible, they're saying delay marriage, and I think I agree with it, especially on the responsibility side. If your marriage is healthy and you can follow your dreams and you can follow your career prospects, then that's good. But in most marriages, there's a lot of compromise where somebody must compromise something, right? But you don't have to compromise on your career. But yeah, I'm not a marriage counselor, so I won't talk more about this. And then the other one is do not follow trends. So when I asked about this one is there's people who follow each and every trend. There's eyelashes, for instance, for women there's eyelashes, there's nails, there's new hair, the one that we drew it up. So every second month or every third month you are doing all those things. Those things are costly. So because they are costly, chances of you having extra income, especially if you've got one salary or one income stream, it's very difficult to do everything at once, like doing your hair, putting in your nails, putting in this. Now you're also putting makeup is expensive, so having everything, all of those things, I know we want to feel beautiful or want to make ourselves beautiful, but if it's possible, do not do all those things all at once. You can buy makeup this month, next month you do your nails, and then the other month you do something else. You put your hair, but yeah, obviously you need to be neat all the time. So whatever works for you, but do not follow all the trends that you do everything all at once, right? That was that. And then the other one, she said, have a list of basic needs, right? I also agree with this. They said a lot of us, we have a tendency of buying things that we want, not necessarily needs. So if you do want to build yourself quite a comfortable life, you need to prioritize needs over wants so that you can have enough on your disposable income, right? So if we can just wrap it up, is don't be too quick to buy a car, do not move out of home if possible, no child, have a list of basic needs, start a tax-free savings account, emergency saving, start creating extra income, delay marriage, don't follow trends, get married out of community of property, right? Obviously this is to protect you from not having to pay your spouse's debts, especially if your spouse is somebody that likes debt and you don't like debts. I think these are good advices. So these are one person's financial advice they wish they gave their younger self, right? So next week I'll be back with more. I've got more right now. There's a lot of advices that I got. So I'll come back next week with others so that we can keep this conversation going. So yeah, what advices you wish you had given your younger self, or what advice can you give your younger self, or what did you wish you knew back then when you started working or when you started having an income? What advice would you give yourself? Please do comment on the comments below. Please talk to me. Please follow me on my Instagram page. It's called FF with Honeybee. Let's get this conversation going. Let's share these tips with each other and build that wealth and reach that financial freedom journey quicker, right? Love you lots. I will see you guys on the next video.